A former fashion buyer went on record with something the industry would rather stay quiet. Costco doesn't just sell cheap clothes. Its buyers go straight to the same top manufacturers that supply premium labels, order in staggering volume, and pass the savings on, which is why a piece on that warehouse shelf is often similar or even identical to the brand's own version selling for triple somewhere else. The only difference is a Costco-only part number and a price that makes no sense. 8 summer items in that store, all under $25, quietly embarrass the brands they compete with. And the fashion industry genuinely hopes you never wander down that aisle and figure it out. Because the moment enough people do, the whole logic of paying triple for the same garment starts to crumble. Here's what almost nobody understands about how that store works. Costco caps its markup on everything, by policy, far below what a department store takes. So the value isn't a sale or a fluke, it's built into the entire business. But that same warehouse also hides some traps, and knowing which is the whole game. There's another reason this store is so good right now. A recent apparel drop had shoppers comparing the racks to a department store, with Adidas, DKNY, Lands' End, Hunter, and more sitting side by side, and the good pieces move fast, so knowing what to look for matters more than ever. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to grab, and the one detail that separates a genuine steal from a pass. Tell me in the comments if you've ever bought clothes at Costco. I want to know whether you found treasure or walked right past it. Number 8. The Kirkland Signature Travel Pants start with the piece built for every summer trip you're taking. The Kirkland women's travel pants run around $18, and more than 1,800 shoppers have rated them 5 stars, which is not an accident at that price. They're cut from a 4-way stretch fabric with an elastic waistband and a zippered utility pocket on the leg. The kind of thoughtful detail you'd expect on technical travel wear, costing 4 or 5 times as much. Reviewers keep saying the same things, that they flatter, that they move, and that they look right on a flight, a cruise, or a hike without changing. Compare that to the brand name travel pant at $90, and the gap is almost comical, especially when you realize the technical fabric doing the work is often woven at the very same mills. There's a reason this style keeps selling out, too. A good travel pant does the near impossible. Looking dressed enough for dinner while feeling like loungewear on a 6-hour flight, and the technical fabrics that manage that trick usually carry technical prices. Here you're getting the fabric technology without the technical markup. Style them with the sandals from your last haul and a simple tee, and you have an outfit that photographs like money and feels like pajamas. A pull-on pant that looks polished and survives a suitcase is worth its weight in summer. But the next item is where the fabric quality starts genuinely surprising people. Number 7. The Kirkland Signature Pima Cotton Scoop Tee 2-pack. Here's a sleeper that shoppers themselves call one of the best clothing buys in the entire warehouse. The Kirkland Women's Scoop Neck Tee comes in a 2-pack made from Pima cotton, and Pima is the whole story. It's a long staple cotton. The same grade premium tee brands charge $40 or $50 for a single shirt to use, because the longer fiber makes the fabric softer, stronger, and far less prone to pilling than ordinary cotton. Here you get 2 of them for a fraction of one designer tee. The scoop neck is cut to flatter rather than cling, and it layers under everything or stands alone with shorts or a skirt. This is the quiet backbone of a summer wardrobe. There's a simple test in the store, too. Hold the fabric up to the light and stretch it gently, and good Pima stays opaque and springs back rather than going sheer and staying stretched, which is exactly how you separate a real premium tee from a thin one. The trick, as always, is on the tag, so look for that Pima or Supima wording, because that single word is what you're really paying a premium for everywhere else. Buy the 2-pack in your best neutral, then go back for the other colors once you feel the quality. Still, the next find turns a basic into something that looks properly expensive. Number 6. The Gap Cotton Gauze Button-Up. This is where the department store comparison gets impossible to ignore. Costco carries the Gap Women's Cotton Gauze Button-Up in white, blue, and green for well under the price Gap's own store charges for the identical shirt. Gauze is the perfect summer fabric, a lightweight, breathable, slightly textured cotton weave that reads relaxed and expensive at the same time, and it's exactly the kind of piece that anchors a resort-looking outfit. Customers note it runs large, which is a gift here, because sized up it doubles as a breezy pool cover-up thrown over a swimsuit, then works buttoned with shorts or trousers the rest of the day. One versatile piece, 3 or 4 ways to wear it, at warehouse pricing. The reason gauze reads expensive is subtle. Its slightly crinkled, airy texture catches light unevenly, which is precisely what your eye associates with natural, high-end fabric, whereas a flat, shiny synthetic reads cheap the instant sun hits it. Pair the white one open over a tank with linen trousers and good sandals, and you have the exact uniform every expensive-looking woman wears on holiday. When a real brand's current season shirt shows up cheaper than the brand sells it, you buy it. And the next item proves this isn't limited to clothing you wear on top. Number 5. The DKNY ruffle sleeve one-piece swimsuit swimwear is one of the most marked up categories in all of fashion, and Costco quietly undercuts the whole thing. The DKNY women's ruffle sleeve one-piece lands under $25 against the $50 to $100 a comparable designer one-piece commands elsewhere. And it isn't a no-name, it's a genuine brand piece. The shirred bodice is the detail that matters, because shirring pulls the fabric in at the waist and creates definition, which is what makes a one-piece actually flattering rather than boxy. The ruffle sleeve adds a little softness and covers the upper arm, which shoppers over 40 consistently appreciate, and it does it without looking matronly or dated the way cheaper coverage-focused suits often do. A flattering brand-name swimsuit for the price of a cheap synthetic one is exactly the kind of deal the industry hopes you miss. There's a wider lesson here about swimwear specifically. The markup on designer swimsuits is among the steepest in fashion because they're small, seasonal, and bought on impulse, so a brand can charge whatever it likes. Costco's flat markup policy simply refuses to play that game, which is how a genuine DKNY piece lands beside the socks at a quarter of the boutique price. Now we move from the pool to the single most reviewed item in this whole story. Quick pause. If this is already making you rethink that warehouse run, tap subscribe, because the top 4 are where the real value hides, and number 1 is a piece the industry marks up more than almost anything. Number 4. The Kirkland Signature Combed Cotton Crew Tees. Here's a piece with a genuine cult following, and the numbers prove it. The Kirkland Combed Cotton Tees, sold in multi-packs, carry more than 8,000 reviews on Costco's own site, at a 4.7-star average, which is the kind of rating most brands would sell a kidney for. Combed cotton means the fibers were literally combed to remove the short, weak strands before spinning, leaving a smoother, stronger, softer fabric that holds up wash after wash. That's a premium tee construction, sold here for around $4 or $5 a shirt. Reviewers repeatedly call them the best-fitting tees they've ever bought, which for a basic tee is remarkable. There's a reason 8,000 people bothered to review a plain tee, and it's that a genuinely good basic is weirdly hard to find. Most cheap tees go thin and shapeless, and most good ones cost a fortune, so a $5 shirt that does neither feels like a small miracle worth writing about. Tuck one into tailored shorts, layer another under the gauze shirt, and the whole look reads intentional. Buy them in a stack, in every neutral, and rotate them all summer. A perfect plain tee is the foundation everything else is styled around, but the next item saves you the most money, relative to what the specialty brands charge. Number 3. The Kirkland Signature Merino Wool Socks. Do not overlook these, because the math is genuinely absurd. A 4-pack of Kirkland Merino Wool Blend socks runs around $13, which works out to roughly $3 and change per pair. Specialty merino socks from the outdoor brands cost $15 to $25 per single pair, and the blend is nearly identical, around 57% merino wool with nylon and elastane for stretch and durability. Merino is the miracle summer and winter fiber because it regulates temperature, wicks moisture, and resists odor, so it keeps feet cool in heat and warm in cold without getting swampy. Outdoor and lifestyle publications have compared these directly and favorably to socks costing many times more, which for a warehouse 4-pack is a genuinely startling verdict. People assume merino is a winter fiber, but that's exactly the misunderstanding the sock brands profit from, because merino's temperature regulation is arguably more valuable in summer heat, keeping feet dry and odor-free through long, hot days in shoes. If you're on your feet, traveling, or hiking this summer, buy a stack and never think about it again. Same fiber, same performance, a fraction of the price. And the next find is where Costco stops competing on basics and quietly beats the department store at its own game. Number 2. The brand name pieces sold under Costco part numbers. This is the secret the former buyer actually revealed, and it's the key to the whole store. Costco routinely goes to real brands, the recognizable names, and has them produce pieces specifically for the warehouse, sold at a Costco-only part number for an astonishingly low price purely because of the volume Costco moves. Across a single recent summer drop, the racks held Adidas, DKNY, Andrew Mark, Land's End Hunter, Eddie Bauer, and more, at prices that looked like a department store had made a pricing error. These aren't knockoffs. They're the actual brands, often similar or identical to what those labels sell on their own sites for far more. The industry hates this precisely because it works, so learn to recognize the names on that rack and check them against retail. Here's how to actually use this. When you spot a name you recognize on that rack, pull out your phone, search the brand's own site for a similar piece, and compare, because more often than not, you'll find the same or a near identical product selling for 2 or 3 times the Costco price. The part number will differ, but the fabric, the construction, and the maker frequently don't. When a genuine brand appears at warehouse pricing, that's the whole reason the membership pays for itself. Which brings us to the single best value item in the entire summer aisle. Number 1. The Kirkland Signature Men's Dress Shirts and Swim Shorts. Here's the piece that proves everything, and it works for the whole household. The Kirkland Men's traditional fit dress shirts sit around $25 and drop to $15 on clearance, with shoppers repeatedly calling them true to size and genuinely high quality for the price. The kind of shirt that would run $60 to $80 with a designer name on the pocket. Alongside them, the Kirkland Men's Swim Shorts land around $15, quick drying, with a zippered back pocket and a stretch waistband, features you pay a premium for on branded trunks. This is Costco's entire philosophy in 2 products. Take a garment the industry sells on markup, make it properly, and price it at barely above cost. The construction is honest, the fabric holds up, and nobody can tell it cost a fraction of the branded version once it's on. Think about what that dress shirt really is. A traditional fit cotton dress shirt is one of the most universal garments a man owns, worn to work, to dinner, to every event that matters, and the brands know it, which is why they mark it up so aggressively. Costco making a genuinely good one for $15 to $25 is a direct shot at that entire pricing model. Buy 2, wear them under a blazer or open over a tee, and no one will ever guess the source. Pair the swim shorts with them for a father and son summer sorted for the price of a single branded shirt. When a well-made shirt costs less than lunch and looks like it cost far more, the label game falls apart completely. This is the aisle the fashion industry wishes you'd skip. There's one thing that matters more than any single item on this list, and the former buyer spelled it out. Whether a Costco piece is a genuine steal or a pass comes down to a 2-second check you can do right there in the aisle, before it ever reaches your cart. Look at the small details, the metal zipper pulls instead of plastic, the rubberized logos instead of screen-printed ones, a lined pocket, a zip pocket hidden inside a larger pocket. Those touches tell you the factory didn't cut corners, and they instantly separate the pieces worth grabbing from the ones to leave behind. It works on every item in this video and every one that isn't, because quality always hides in the details a cheap maker skips first. Almost no shopper knows to look, which is exactly why the good pieces sit there in plain sight. I break that exact check down in the next video, so watch it before your next Costco run. It's on your screen right now.